Alrighty, good morning, evening, afternoon. Today I'm walking on train tracks. Not abandoned train tracks, not anything like that, but active, actually used train tracks. Now, it goes without saying that in Japan, that's usually highly illegal and highly restricted, but I've actually been able, through this event, to actually walk on some active tracks of a recently rebuilt rural railway. So joining me as I make my way on over here and we take a look at the scenes. I'm looking at one right now, which is this massive tunnel, for example. Alright, and we start at Kagoshima Chuo Station along with its massive Ferris wheel. But obviously, given that Kagoshima Chuo Station is quite a busy station with the Shinkansen and all, we're not going to be walking along those tracks. So what we're going to have to do is hop on a train to somewhere else where we can then catch a bus, which will then take us to the place where we'll be walking. And sorry, apologies. Right now, ash is falling from Sakurajima. It's covering my bag and it's also kind of covering my camera, which is somewhat worrying. But it's also getting into my eyes. It's really getting into your eyes. I feel like this must not be good for your the health of your eyes and maybe your lungs as well. So maybe if you come to Kagoshima, maybe put on a mask. That might be a smart option. I'm sorry, I forgot to do the whole thing where I tapped my card. I didn't press the record button, I guess. But anyways, what we're doing is that we are going to be taking the 809 to Kokubu. I think it's Kokubun, and we're not going to be going all the way there. We're going to be stopping at Hayato station. Also, if you're curious, sorry, oh Jesus Christ, apologies, I just touched the mic. Some ash just went into my throat. Anyways, this train here goes to Ibusuki, which is the train line which houses the southernmost train station in all of Japan. I know some people say it's Osaka, it's not Osaka, Okinawa, and it's monorail, but that's a monorail. It's not the same, is it? I think I'm just going to wait in the station on the platform because this ash is actually just choking me up. It's really bad. Oh, there you go, that's a bit more like it. Jeez, I'm not sure if it's the ash or brake dust or something, but it's really just kind of clouded and foggy. Kind of spooky. Alrighty, and we're at Hayato station, but we don't have much time to really think about it because we need to hop onto a shuttle bus to get us to our start point. Obviously, the Hisatsu-sen right now, it's still not open and they've not provided any additional transport options. So on a regular day, if you want to go to these stations, you either need to order a taxi, walk, or basically you're stuffed. So if I'm not mistaken, those are the shuttle buses we'll be riding. こんにちは、17番です。17番、ありがとうございます。どこでも座ってもいいですか？はい、いいと思います。はい、ありがとうございます。It started drizzling, which is not a good sign. I'd really rather not walk 6 kilometers in the rain. So let's hope it will improve. The weather was supposed to be really hot today, but then what's happening is that a hurricane, a typhoon, is actually approaching tomorrow, I think, here. And I guess that's just changed the game of the weather completely. Hopefully today, just today, while I'm here, we'll be just fine.
すいません、ちょっと受付で来られたお客様とか突然いらっしゃったので、ちょっと出発が、あとすいません、トイレはですね、横川駅、大隅横川駅とゴールの霧島温泉駅の。
So the road that we're riding this bus on, this is pretty much onsen country. We're in Kirishima, which is very famous for its onsens, and along this road you have so many running and also some abandoned looking. But it's just so interesting. This is a road I would never be able to really explore because there's not really public transport. So I'm really having fun. So right now we're making our way to Osumi Yokogawa Station on the Hisatsu line. This line has spent much of its time closed over the last 6 years due to flooding, but this specific section was only shut last year due to heavy rain. Now, despite being a rural and therefore pretty unprofitable line, thanks to local efforts, the funding to restore this part of the line was put into place, and as you're watching this video, part of this line has actually already been reopened. Now, the rest of the line is a bit of a different story, which we'll cover in the next video, but before this section of the line opened, JR Kyushu hosted an event to walk on the actual tracks, which is what we're doing today. ありがとうございます。 So I'm just I've got to put on this helmet. There's a lot of people here. Okay, it's a bit crazy. Okay, I'm just going to put on my helmet and then we'll sort things out. Or is this just the epitome of fashion? So this is basically an event held by JR, where basically before the line opens, they've invited, I think it's up to 500 people they allowed applicants for. And I think there's just about 500 people, judging by how many people there are. What I'm going to do is absolutely insane. What I'm going to do, I'm going to see if I can enter the train station and take a look at that. This is Osumi Yokogawa Station, which I believe is one of the oldest, how do you say? I think that guy just, anyway, I think it's one of the oldest wooden buildings in, certainly Kagoshima, perhaps Japan, perhaps elsewhere. And the cool thing, I mean, you can see that people are just circling the lines everywhere and such. So if I want to go on the tracks, this just looks so odd, just people crawling the tracks. If I wanted to get off, I'd need to go over there. If you can see here, we're at Osumi Yokogawa. Oh no, oh God, this is copyright. This is so loud. Why are they playing it so loud? Whoa. So we're told that it's pretty slippery because it's been raining, so we need to be careful. This is so odd. We're on the line, there you go. And here we are, not on an abandoned railway, not on, anything like that. This is an active line. Well, I guess not today, technically, but there you go. Isn't that just odd? So I thought that there were no substitute buses, but it seems like there are, but I mean, it's not going to be any use to us today, at least. It's probably just for like commuting and, school and all that stuff.
式の場所へ移動をよろしくお願いします。
視察線は6月28日の始発列車からの運転再開に向け、
Poor announcers, the mic was just playing games with them. It just cut out, and they tried out and it worked. Then they tried to use again, it just cut out again. So I feel bad for the junior high school kids who had to present with that issue. But I think we're starting. Why do they pick this music with such like heavy bass? What on earth? Oh my word. So the thing with this walk is that it's not all going to be on the railways. I think only about 1 kilometre of the 6 kilometres is. They've curated it so that it's the best parts. So as I maybe mentioned, maybe in the introduction or so, this line was swept away with torrential rain about a year ago, August 2025. And maybe this bridge, the concrete looks very new, so maybe this was part that was swept away, but isn't it amazing that they were able to rebuild it? Past the house where I assumed the lady which lives in that house was just kind of outside taking photos, just mumbling to herself, like, "Sugoi, oh my God, there's so many people." This must be so odd to her that in this quiet little corner of Kirishima in Kagoshima, Japan, just 500 people have turned up on her doorstep. I think this is going to be a pattern. What we're probably going to see are the locals just pulling out the stops to welcome people. They call it like omotenashi, which is definitely something they're doing in the destination Kirishima Onsen. I think there's going to be stalls and such, and obviously that's because lines like these, when they get damaged in floods or natural disasters, it's usually the unofficial death of the line. It's not profitable. It's usually just too expensive to fix, so they just give up on it. But this is an exception. Whether it's just government will or the locals making it happen, they've defied the odds, and this rural little line is somehow surviving, which is worth celebrating. It's like we are going to be walking on the tracks now. Lovely jubbly. Konnichiwa. Walking on the tracks very slowly because everyone just wants to take pictures and stuff. But up ahead there's a tunnel, and I mean, first of all, there's a huge crowd around the tunnel because people want to take pictures, but this is not something you could see ever, even outside the tracks, because we're kind of in a ditch, and this tunnel is just kind of obscured by forestry and woods. Oh, I think you don't actually go in the tunnel, you just take a picture and be happy and then go into the depths. Or at least as far as we can go. I don't know how far exactly until we're stopped, but we're going in. Konnichiwa. Apparently you can still see the remains of the smoke that the steam locomotives would have left on the brick. Isn't that amazing? The queue for this is absolutely immense. I'm not sure, so obviously we just popped in to see that tunnel and then we left after. I'm not sure if then we continue to walk on the tracks over there or we hop back onto the road. I guess there's only one way to find out, and it's to go. Well, look at this massive queue there. Yeah, and it seems like we're not walking down the tracks right here, at least we're popping back onto the road. Ooh, and look at that. Lovely. If you're wondering where we are, we're about a fifth of the way from Osumi Yokogawa to Kirishima Onsen, which is around here. So yeah, we've only done about a fifth of the walking so far. God, wearing this thing has just messed up my hair utterly and completely. Oh, bloody hell. Obviously we're walking up hills where, I mean, it's quite humid right now. It's about 25 degrees, so it's not like crazy hot, but I mean, Jesus Christ, wearing all this stuff. It's not the most comfortable, but I mean, it is what it is, right? You just got to deal with it. One thing as well, at least I've not spotted another foreigner but me. So I'm feeling a bit special right now. Yay. And back onto the rails we go, as well as back on the helmet goes. Wow. But if it's for walking on some rails, nah, it's no problem. You know, one funny thing is that I say this is highly restrictive and illegal, and it is. Of course, without, you know, it goes without saying, do not just do this by yourself without permission or, you know, outside of some sort of special event. But it is funny because people did used to do it back in the day if they knew they were a local. If they knew that they were a local, you know, what the timetables were and when they could just walk on the tracks scot-free, and oftentimes they'd just be used as a road. If you're in like a rural mountain hamlet and you don't really have proper roads connecting you here and there, just use the train tracks back in the day. Now, obviously these days, no, we do not do that. Mainly because, I mean, roads have gotten a lot better. There's been obviously a concerted effort to build roads everywhere in Japan, and, you know, health and safety and all that stuff prevents you from, of course, doing it these days. I know, I think I hear Stand By Me in the distance. More copyrighted music. This is a whole ploy to get me to stop recording. Grr. Oh, well, would you look at that in the distance? We have a station, one which obviously recently, for last year, hasn't been served, but we'll finally see passengers again. Ah, isn't that lovely? Shame about the copyright music. I'm gonna have to do something to cut it out. What's the name of this station, I wonder? Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa. Hayato. Oh, this is Uemura Station. Oh, I see. Look at that. You know, it would be cool someday, sometime when this line and other lines around this area, which I'll talk about in the next video, I'll be recording today, when all these lines come back and are recovered, it'd be lovely to come back here, not walking on the rails, but riding them. Obviously this line is okay, I'll be coming back next month, but the one to Hitoyoshi is a bit different. Whoa, 素晴らしい景色ですね. We're back on the road. Oh, Jesus Christ, I am sweaty. Oh, I can't wait to check into my hotel today and just get into a shower and get clean. Oh, although there seem to be some goodies they're handing out. Konnichiwa. Oh, ありがとうございます。Thank you. はい、頑張ります。はい、ありがとうございます。はい、お疲れ様です。はい。So they gave us some sweets. One is like a salt, like lemon salt sweet, basically to top up your salt levels, and then the other one, I think it's just a regular old sweet. Isn't that nice of them? We've just about hit the halfway point, I'd say. お疲れ様です。お疲れ様です。So the train tracks are right here, but this time we're not walking on them, but rather just simply merely crossing them. Well, imagine the view of a train coming past through here though, of that curve. That's the stuff that great train pictures are made of. You know, and it's actually kind of moving in a way, you know, all these staff and all these people directing us. I imagine a lot of them are the same kind of people who helped, you know, bring this line back. And, you know, the people must have worked their asses off to make it happen. Because, as I said previously, these days, it ain't easy to get a rural train line back up and running when it closes once. It's the exception, not the norm. And from here, I hope it's appreciated not just through events like these, where, you know, special events where people just, you know, normally who don't come here, and, you know, come and have fun, but just as a normal piece of vital infrastructure that supports this local area. Alrighty, and we're at the final portion of this walk, and we're spending it on the rails. Lovely. Although it's starting to get hot, and it's starting to be a bit gross. But that's the price you pay when walking on rails, I suppose. Let's just hope they don't play like Bob Marley or something in, at the end point. Oh, they probably will. Oh no, I can hear in the distance some bass. Oh no. Hi, Hi, arigatou gozaimasu. And I see platforms at the end, so we all know what that means. We've reached the end point of our little adventure on some tracks here. Hi. Oh, it looks like it's not like they're not playing copyrighted music. There's an actual little band here. Oh, that's lovely. It's a lot better. Much prefer that to, you know, stand by me just blasting in my ear. And we're here, yes, to Kirishima Onsen Station, Kirishima Hot Spring Station. Isn't that lovely? Hi, arigatou gozaimasu. Hi, arigatou gozaimasu. はい。
記念のしおりです。
あ、ありがとうございます。
こちら食券となります。
あ、はい、ありがとうございます。はい、ありがとうございます。Thank you very much. 疲れた。
Okay, please enjoy your lunch.
はい、ありがとうございます。あ、はい、ありがとうございます。あ、これ、あ、はい。水は大丈夫です。持ってます。
大丈夫ですか？
もう手いっぱいですので。
これ入れましょうか。
じゃあできればお願いします。
すいません。いっぱい。
ありがとうございます。There we go. Oh, and we made it. That entrance was so funny. I felt like I was like someone special, like the Prime Minister. Everyone was clapping, and just as I was walking through, the band just like cut in. It was so weird, but very funny. And obviously, they've given us also some food, which is great because I've not prepared any food to eat, and I'm quite hungry. So, yeah, I think that's where I'm going to end it. In terms of thoughts, I mean, it was nice, it was fun, it was cute. Maybe not what I usually like to do. You know, I just usually like to go somewhere off by myself because I like being alone, I guess. But, you know, it's still fun, and it was a good chance, good opportunity, and I'm happy I took it. But yeah, if you're ever thinking of coming down here, of course, as I said, this is a special event. I've come here just for that. But if you just want to come visit the areas and support the locals who have worked so hard to get this line back up and running, please do so. But for now, stay safe and have a good one.